guaranteed. But
Scorpion versus Sub-Zero matchup at the absolute highest level. That's what we're about to see. You know, any of you amateurs out there or newcomers and you play either of these two characters, watch and learn. Take notes, because it doesn't get better than this. AVirk, it's so crazy to think that this is his first offline anything ever. Very few players get to have their debut be an event such as the WePlay Dragon Temple, let me tell you. But him being able to rise to the occasion, conquer those nerves, and still play to the point where he is this deep into the bracket against the likes of Foxy Grandpa, Tekken Master, Konqueror, Hayate, these players that have been in the competitive space for a very, very long time, and AVirk already among those ranks. In itself is a great accomplishment, but there are more accomplishments left to be had, as we are not finished, and there's still plenty of matches and an opportunity for both of these players to continue through to the top 4. If I were to put you on the spot, Mustard, and ask you for a prediction, who do you think has the edge here?
I'm gonna sound really boring and say what I think many of us would say, that it's gonna be close for sure, but if push comes to shove, I do think I see Konqueror taking this. When we saw Konqueror drop to losers because of the match against Tekken Master, there were some uncharacteristic mistakes from Konqueror in that match, right? We saw some crucial combo drops that kind of ended up leading to match losses. And Konqueror doesn't let that happen a lot. So if he has been able to kind of get over that mistake, and now we're going to see that they're very much 1000% Konqueror, I think he might just have the edge here. I think he's just going to be able to kind of really outpatient AVirk. I think he's less likely to commit to things that AVirk will be able to get those micro ducks under or whatever it may be. But who knows, right? AVirk is impressing more and more with every single set also. So we'll find out soon, regardless.
Immediate
reborn Scorpion for AVirk.
It's just the way he's been rocking it. There are lots of other moves he could potentially take, but I just think that right now, Reborn for the current patch that just dropped a few days ago, Reborn's comfort zone. And this is the style of play for AVirk. Very hard to jump in on him. There's that 1-1 confirm into an immediate teleport. And even though you're not going to see that air grab, I think just having the option might make him feel just that little bit better, right? It's situational as is. By the way, escape failed for Sub-Zero. That's what we're talking about. But the anti-air, AVirk, 3 for 3 jumps to Banana so far.
That's what's going to happen at this level of play. You'll notice as well, most of the anti-airs are also flawless blocks too. MK11, anyone that's played it remotely high level, you're going to be aware how strong those jump options are. Jump kicks, a lot of advantage. They tend to lead to a lot of damage. So it's kind of hard, and they're really a lot of priorities. It's kind of difficult to anti-air them with traditional buttons a lot of the time, but flawless blocking is universal. And that's the place we see a lot of players go to. Ooh, tries to just pick up an uppercut, but doesn't work.
Escape failed on both throws here, Mustard. So this is actually going to be quite a scary up-close game. Oh, man, speaking of which, block. You said it yourself, these two players, they have very similar playstyles, and I think we're seeing it in the flesh. Now, there's a throw tech. It's going to undo the escape failed. So now, got to set it up another time. Looking for the flawless block again, but no up two, because he hasn't got the defensive bar. And that meter management, it's going to matter so much in a flawless block-heavy matchup like this. This corner pressure continuing to exist. 1-1-2, just to push him out. Konqueror. Oh, here we go.
It's crazy just how many throws we've seen lead to the end of the round today. Konqueror keeping it nice and simple. Not going to spend that crushing blow ender yet. Doesn't need to get the round. There's so many throws to kind of really just either take momentum back or finish. Speaking of which, actually, rare footage of seeing a whiff throw not work, but there is the crushing blow throw. Konqueror corners himself, but not going to matter too much here. And the micro duck. Uh-oh, this is where it gets dangerous. And the keeping blow. 2 crushing blows and almost dead for AVirk. But the wake up buttons, there it is, AVirk. That's the kind of twist of fate he's been looking for.
Oh, what the and this, by all means, is going to be very close to it. He was breaking at the last second because it's all he's going to get. But it will be the creeping ice, finishing things off. Konqueror, he wins the first game. Yeah, I can still see the shaking of the head. He just doesn't seem satisfied, but I mean, maybe that's why he's such a top-level player. Striving for perfection all the time. You make a single mistake, you get frustrated about it, but clearly doesn't throw him off his game. By the way, let's talk about that trophy. That is beautiful.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
So good.
So there's a lot of stuff that we're seeing for the first time, on the broadcast at the same time as those of you at home. Yeah. The trophy is one of them. We had no idea what that was going to look like until the show was live and we were seeing it. And oh my goodness, absolute thing of beauty. But no, I think you're right. Konqueror does hold himself to a very high standard, and I think if that standard hasn't been met in his eyes, he will beat himself up for it, even if he did get the win. But it looks like the players are having some communication right now. Admin is on it.
Shout outs to admin as always. I mean, often a bit of a thankless job, I find, but a very important part of any event, just jumping in and making sure communication's all good to go. But, I mean, that first matchup, what can we really break down from it? They had super similar play styles. The crazy amount of flawless blocks in the course of one game is not something that you see every day. But two players that they do like to jump if they feel the time is right. And flawless block is one of the better answers for it. But it ain't easy. And it costs resources, 1 bar of each to get that up 2 out of there, and something both players have to constantly keep an eye on.
No, that's actually a really interesting part of Konqueror's game plan, because one thing that we rarely see from Konqueror in comparison to pretty much every other Sub-Zero player out there is he doesn't really play around slide and neutral in any way, right? He's not really prioritizing getting the slide crushing blow all the time, because he's spending so much meter on flawless block attacks. I feel like he doesn't really have that crushing blow a lot. And even in that last game, we saw him have that back-to-back crushing blow round where we saw the throw crushing blow and then the 1-2-4 ender. They typically seem to be the ones we see Konqueror get a lot more out of, but there is the armor AVirk. Oh no! That was a absolutely unfortunate drop there, because he spent a lot of bar. I mean, just look down there in that corner. AVirk has nothing left to show for it.
The creeping ice, the final hit of the amplify not connecting. You don't see that all that often. However, AVirk able to somehow reverse things. Flawless block on the forward 3-4 again. Can't up to it thanks to no bar, but it is just keeping that execution high, right? Showing AVirk that he's not going to be able to do it unchallenged. The whiff on the back 3 is going to allow a mid immediately with AVirk. With little cash out, 29%, not too shabby. But no anti-air attempt, just allowing that jump in to continue. Konqueror. I mean, I don't actually think we've seen a single forward 2 yet. And I think he's baiting it out.
AVirk, him just sitting there, he was looking for a reaction. I promise you, speaking of which though, out of nowhere, Konqueror lets a slide go. Let's give him a small lead. Oh, which is very important now. Creeping Ice might be able to chip out, but he does have last breath. The grab, escape failed also. This is by no means over.
Definitely not.
Oh, nothing.
The teleport back 3. Oh, the wake-up slide. Not going to work out, AVirk. Surviving narrowly. What an insane round end, but what was going on there? It's just the fact that Konqueror, we had 8 seconds on the clock, but nowhere near enough health to be Konqueror.
AVirk was ready for everything Konqueror was going to do there. We saw him go for that reversal teleport on the down throw block. I promise you that was reading a creeping ice that never happened, but that's why Konqueror wasn't doing it. The second he got too comfortable, that was used against him as well. Now, I have to remember, my friends, this is best of 5. So we've got plenty of matches left here. Konqueror on the defense, but AVirk looking good right now. Ooh. Finishes the string just to get out of the way of that whiff punish.
It's a common occurrence at this point. If someone jumps over you and you've got a string that moves forward, kind of committing to the whole thing often keeps you safer. However, as we go near the left,
Konqueror doing a lot of whenever AVirk does something that's safe, this very clean. Whenever he sees AVirk, oh, the crushing low counter hit, never mind. Can't break away from this either. That's all good damage, and AVirk looking like he might be poised to take this one, and the meaty mid. Really able to make that one work. Now, I feel like AVirk has slowed things down tremendously. I feel like in game number 1, Konqueror is kind of playing around his high speed a lot, and AVirk was kind of putting himself in a lot of unfavorable situations because of it. And even down there, right, Konqueror, every time AVirk's been doing something that leaves him a little bit minus on block, not to get too mathematical, but frame data is important in fighting games, and there are those situations where you are safe on block, but you are minus enough that if you move, if you press a button and the opponent does, you'll lose out. Now, that's where the micro duck comes in. There are certain attacks where you duck so fast that if they try and take their turn back with a high, your duck goes underneath the high, you stand up again, and before the high is recovered, you get to punish them. That's where the term micro duck comes from. Konqueror is letting AVirk put himself in that situation a lot and then just walking back. And if he sees AVirk commit, it's a whiff punish. But now AVirk, a lot less of the buttons committed to in that second game. And that's where we're now going into the dynamic of game 3. Where are we going to go from here?
As we start things off on the right-hand side, we can see AVirk already getting the escape failed on the grab, but he is cornered, so that's a trade-off, I think. But Scorpion, a character that benefits a lot more from the crushing blow throw now. It was Aftermath that gave him the double throw direction KB. Back then, people used to be like, just take the throw. It's not that much of a big deal. And now,
this is not a game where just taking the throw is usually something that is...
Definitely. Oh, there's the anti-air again.
Good idea.
constantly putting Konqueror in a situation.
Oh, the reset.
Dirty, absolutely dirty stuff. And he's just trying to get some good damage. Can't really get much else. A lot of meter already spent. He's not going to need to crushing blow throw that because it's all he needs to win the round. What a sequence that was. And Scorpion's back one tick into command grab, interactable. It's one of the worst, I think, like filthiest tick grabs.
Well, the fact that AVirk did offer standing one reset as well, really trying to keep Konqueror on his toes.
Buffering it, but again, looking for that single hit confirm, right? If that button hits, there's no cancel to be had, just a full combo. Reverse pressure, Konqueror.
Ooh, the walk down from AVirk.
Oh! The perfect decision. And this is why Reborn exists. Those really unusual point-blank exchanges that AVirk, no button press for 5 seconds yet, instant air grab is where it's at. What is that?
Well, air grab is one of those moves where it's not about constantly using it, it's about having it for when the time is right, you know, and that's what AVirk really prioritizes. His game plan built so much around the teleport cancel, it's almost like a bonus move. Still though, Konqueror looking good. Fatal Blow is there for AVirk, so this lead only means so much currently. He doesn't have the bar to get a teleport cancel. Just built one. Will we see it come into play already, or is he going to save it?
Fatal Blow. AVirk has it. I don't think there's been the throw tech either, which means that this grab versus Fatal Blow game could become quite lethal. And hang on, does he spend it? No, he keeps it.
Doesn't want to, or even off the odd chance that maybe the throw tech had been done, that was escape failed as well. So it won't matter, never mind. Konqueror finds the hit. Now, this is a pivotal moment in this round. Best of 5, 1 game apiece, 1 round apiece. If you want to have a little bit of a safety net, some breathing room, as we're in elimination territory, this round is crucial. Rule the punish. Konqueror. I said he hasn't really been using the slide too much in the neutral. We're going to see the KB. There it is.
Yes, he does. The damage over time. It's about to start ticking down. The forward 3, trying to stay nice and safe. You know, pressuring the opponent with single buttons so the wake-up roll doesn't punish you too hard. The reverse throw. Back to a full-screen game, but live pretty much even. Same can be said for the
Look
meter.
at the walked out AVirk. He is just doing
Overhead
block and then just walking forward. AVirk with the bravery. No, Konqueror, hang on a minute. No, he finds the low.
And that's the filthy stuff, that he just goes for the entire combo. By the point, there's no point breaking that, Mustard. AVirk, what's the point of it? Oh my god, the game is over. With it now being a 2-1 lead to Konqueror. The second he got that freeze right near the end of the game, the reason AVirk didn't break that is because there's no point. You know, you're so late on in the match, you've got the defensive bar for it, but what are you going to do? Break like a slide's worth of damage? What's the point in that? You may as well keep the resources, but
it's a rough
inevitably,
situation.
Yeah, terrible
situation. AVirk starting this off with a clean confirm on that back one. Oh, Konqueror, he is up a game now. This is a big deal. How close this set has been. Oh, and escape failed again.
You can see that AVirk was trying to whiff punish with the max damage, the standing 4. That is the optimal punish for Scorpion going into a teleport. Unfortunately, just a little bit too far away. The delay. Oh, I'm trying to get the punish.
Oh, no.
Poke upon poke. What is going on here? We get a down 2 from nowhere. Oh, he gets the double.
God.
I've never seen that combo before in my life.
We've seen him end there before as the optimal damage off the uppercut, but never with the 1-2-4 ender. Oh, that's so much damage. Speaking of damage, AVirk.
How many crushing blows are we going to see in this one match? And a fatal blow confirm.
I actually
might even be enough.
No, I think that's going to kill, because not only is this coming off the high damage mid, it's also a damage over time. We're still ticking down. That is enough. I don't think that would have killed, but the damage over time of the 2-1-2 ender was still going down when the first couple of hits connected.
I tell you what,
that was crushing blows and fatal blows to a T.
It's funny you should mention it, because that was, I think, the most ridiculous round of Mortal Kombat 11 I've ever seen in my life. Now there's going to be a back 3 confirmed Konqueror. Not going to be satisfied with that. The thing is, let's talk about it, I think, mechanically. That first round, how expensive was it for Konqueror? The down 2 crushing blow gone. The 1-2-4 crushing blow is gone. Doesn't have a lot of those giant factors. Now the reverse grab, but
he's had that since the very start of the round. He got that, I think it was the first hit of the match. But a confirm AVirk, never going to miss that. That back 2 single hit confirmed, so good. Konqueror looking good. AVirk, that was a good round before, but it was an expensive round. So many of those one-time resources spent. So now the rest of the match is going to be pretty honest. But chip damage, creeping ice. But he knows. He knows. That was optimal interrupt as well. That standing 4. I'm not sure if it was just something you can always do or just moved him forward. And the overhead AVirk. That was a masterful Scorpion match from AVirk. Even down to the very end, knowing that standing 4 to advance through the creeping ice, that is a matchup knowledge in its purest form, and we are going the distance. Game 5 incoming. Only one player can move on. If AVirk does it, it's going to be minimum 4th place, all Canada, in the loser's bracket of Hayate and himself. But Konqueror really looking to advance through here, doing it.
I told you this was going to be a masterclass of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and I was not wrong. These two players, the absolute cream of the crop of their characters, and absolutely showing us why this final match, so much to play for. Remember, folks, this is a $60,000 tournament. The closer you get to grand finals, the more money you earn. It's as simple as that. And every player here capable of winning the entire tournament, they'll want the lion's share if they can get their hands on it. However, not a lot of significant hits just yet. There's that forward 3-4. No meter to interrupt it, though, as Konqueror tries to keep things nice and safe. The escape failed. The reverse throw now massively threatening. However, returning the favor with a grab of his own. What does AVirk do now? Oh, the button press.
Confirm. Yep, Konqueror not going to let that one go. Now we're going down to the absolute clutch moment. The overhead, the first overhead we've seen in such a long time. I don't think it's a real coincidence that we're seeing.
I mean,
Konqueror
I think
let
it's
those overheads go now.
In 5 games, we've seen 2 forward 2s.
This is the Konqueror style. It's not Konqueror's style to use the overhead too much. That's the beauty. You can use it never, or you can use it all the time. You never know what style you're getting. But the duck underneath Konqueror, at least 3 of the rounds in this entire set have come down to that exact thing. Just a big duck at the last moment, and that's it. Konqueror match point, and a big jump in, full connection.
Confirmed into
Misses the end.
Yeah, just a bit too far away for that 1-2-4, but that jump in, he had so much time to confirm that into amplifying the low as well, just to make sure he gets the extra damage pre-breakaway. As AVirk, this could be his last lifeline. Over half of his life already gone. Konqueror is starting to mix him up. Even more of these forward 2s coming about. The sweep just to try and be safe in that low check. But AVirk, he has to pull off an insane comeback now. He doesn't have the life to make it work, but is it possible?
But we've seen the adjustment from Konqueror now, just a back 1 into creeping ice, and the duck again! That's probably going to be it, unless... No, not going to happen. Konqueror is absolutely finishing this one off in clutch fashion. The 3-2 going to Konqueror. What a set! You know, you said it before going in, a masterclass of Scorpion and Sub-Zero incoming, and that is exactly what we got. Konqueror, one of the best, if not the best Sub-Zero players in the business. Same can be said for AVirk and Scorpion, but that does unfortunately mean that AVirk is eliminated from the Dragon Temple. But I mean,